Welcome back. Well, it is Black History Month, and today we are sitting down with local author Angela Allen Johnson, who has quite the impressive collection of books that she's now authored. Want to welcome her in today. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, let's start with your background, I think, for folks who might not know you, and just sort of how you got started with writing.
It's an interesting story. In 2009, my mother was dying of Alzheimer's related disease, and as an African-American community, we passed stories down orally. Sure. But as I began to understand that she was going off the scene, I thought, well, how can I capture the stories that she's told me for years? And my youngest daughter was in the Army, and she was in the Iraq War.
Oh, wow.
So I thought this might be a really good time to chronicle some of the things that my mother taught me, and that's what started me on the journey.
Oh, my goodness. So fast forward to present day. I mean, you are now the author of 6 books, right?
Yes, 6 books. This is my 6th book.
Tell us more about some of the works that you've published already.
Okay, well, my first book is called My View of God's Tapestry, and that is like an inspirational biography. I was writing that for my family as well.
Oh,
everything
wow.
I write, I start off writing for my family.
Yeah.
So I was telling them about my beginning, how I started, because I didn't want them to have to reinvent the wheel.
Sure.
I wanted them to be able to kind of have a stability in our family and who we were. And so, you know, I kind of wrote it for them. And then I think I got bitten by the writing bug. And I just really, really loved the process. My second book was a devotional. It's called When Destiny and Legacy Kiss Purpose is Born. Oh, and it's for women who are in business or in ministry. And it's just a little 5-minute devotional every morning to kind of get you up and get you started, and, you know, something that you can remember for the rest of the day.
I love that. That
was a true act of love. I mean, that was a labor of love, because 365 days.
That's a lot to do, right?
That's a lot. That's a big book. My third book was Journal Therapy. My third book was Self-Care Manual for Extremely Busy People.
I need that.
Yes, everybody needs that, because we take care of our other people before we take care of ourselves. And the mission behind that book was to put yourself back on your list. It's important that you take care of yourself first. We hear when you're in an airplane and something goes wrong and the mask falls, you need to put it on yourself first. And so helping yourself first helps everybody around you. My fourth book was Journal Therapy for Relationships. I found a lot of young people struggling with relationships, what to do before relationships, during relationships, even after marriage, having bylaws about the in-laws.
Oh, yes. Yes, we can all relate.
That was very important. And, you know, unfortunately, since the divorce rate is so high, 50% almost it's not making. So I talk about being single again, which is a very different experience than being single the first time. And my fifth book, I wrote with my daughter, and it's 365 Days of Attack, But God. And so we chronicle like a whole year of our ups and downs, because people see the good side of what's happening.
Sure.
And they don't really know that it takes a lot to get there. And so she and I together, we had a platform called Conversations of a Mother and Daughter. And so we published that book together, and this is not my final book. This is my latest book.
You know she's going to come up with more. Yeah, tell us about this one.
This is my final book. This is the Healing Power of Forgiveness, and I wrote this book during the pandemic. When we were all isolated, we were all home by ourselves, we couldn't get out, we couldn't socialize, and it brought up a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings. And so I've been a writer, a chronicler, diary person my whole life. And so I just started writing about some of the experiences that I thought had me stuck. And then as I began to unpack it, it was more and more and more. And so then I found myself at the end of that process with this book to help other people kind of, if you find that you're stuck, that you've gotten stuck during the pandemic and you don't really know how to move, this is one of those steps out. This is one of the steps that you get unstuck and you start to really think about, you know, your own mental health and writing and journaling and how important all of that is.
I love that all of your books are so relatable to, I think, a wide audience. And people can actually pick up a copy of this book. You do have a signing this weekend, right?
Yes, I have a book signing at the Elwood Hotel, Fiddle Tree, inside the Elwood Hotel. It's going to be from 10 to 2. It's going to be Girls in Pearls, Rule the World.
Ooh, love the theme.
So put on your red and put on your pearls and come out and get a autographed copy, and we're going to have a brunch. There's going to be a brunch in the hotel that you can purchase on your own, and we'll have prizes for people who bring guests.
Very nice. Obviously, come meet the author, too. Pick her brain. I'm sure she's got some inspiration for you. Angela, this is incredible. Thank you so much for stopping by today to talk about this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Stick around. We've got to look at your headlines right after this.